Hello, Tampa Bay. For once, this is not a hurricane warning. Today, we're going to be talking about mental health in athletes, specifically how mental health stigma affects the willingness to seek professional help in athletes. My name is Isabella Bobo.
My name's Sierra Yinks.
My name is Jacqueline Guerra.
And my name's Alicia Kowalski.
And today, right now, we're going to be showing you a possible scenario that shows what athletes may experience. Enjoy!
No, stop. You're not even making contact with this ball. If we're not going to do this, you might as well just stay home. What's that face?
So, I understand.
You understand? Well, if that's the case, then why aren't you hitting this ball? You can go home. I could have did Ashley right here. You know, I could have put her on your team, but here you are. Okay? Hit it. No, go home. Back up and meet me in my office. Go. Come in. Hey. Take a seat. So, I wanted to talk about your performance. Honestly, it's been going downhill for like the longest time now. And I understand that, you know, you're a student and that you're an athlete, but you need to step up your game. Like, what's going on?
Honestly, right now, I'm just a little overwhelmed with schoolwork. You know, it's been kind of hard lately. I haven't been getting any sleep. Like, I haven't been eating well, and I just don't really have any confidence right now. So I'm having a hard time, like, being present when I'm in practice.
You know, all of your teammates, they're going through the same thing. And I still have to be here, do my work, do my job, and you still have to be here too. If we all have our head in the game, everything's gonna go smoothly, and I promise you, everything's gonna be okay. But the fact that I can't just cater to you either. You know, all your teammates, they all have different things, and we need to just be mentally strong as we're all athletes. And if you can't do that, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you're going downhill. I might even take away your scholarship.
Yep, I get it. I shouldn't even have said anything, but I'll get it figured out. It's fine.
Hey.
What's up?
Nothing much. Everything okay?
It's just things have been really hard with volleyball lately. Like, my coach, she's just been super hard on me lately, and she threatened to take my scholarship away, and I just feel like I can't do anything right anymore. So now my grades are like slipping. I'm not getting like any sleep, and I just don't know what to do anymore.
I'm sorry. That sounds like a lot. I can't imagine how stressed out you are right now. Have you maybe tried to like talk to anybody about this? Like maybe a professional or anything?
I mean, I've kind of thought about it, but I just don't know that much about it, I feel like. And I feel like I might seem weird to other people because it doesn't really seem like they're going through it or struggling like I am.
Well, it just sounds like you're going through a lot, and that all sounds like really stressful. And maybe you should go talk to somebody that might know a little bit more about it than maybe myself or your teammates or your coaches. I know that they have online counseling if you're worried about maybe how other people will look at you, or if you're worried about that stigma. Or they do have a mental health counseling center on campus that offers free counseling to students, and that might be helpful as well. They also, like, I know that they have like sports psychologists that help athletes in particular, and maybe you could see if the school has one of those to help you out too.
Yeah, I think that might actually be a really good idea. I think I might rather the in-person counseling just because I feel like I'll be a little more comfortable opening up and being able to communicate with somebody right in front of me. You know what? Thank you. I really needed to hear that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know what?
Why don't we like check out some of like the options and like go into that.
Alicia. I'm Dr. Bogo. I'm part of the counseling services here.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I've seen your application here, and I see that you're a student athlete. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're going through as a student athlete and what's causing you to come see me today?
I kind of came in because I've been pretty stressed out with volleyball, and that's kind of impacting all the other areas of my life too. So my coach has been really hard on me and threatening me, and it's kind of ruined my self-confidence, and now my grades are starting to slip, and I feel like I'm not getting much sleep, and I have no social life. I just feel like I can't do anything right anymore.
Oh, well, that's a good starting point. I'm glad that you're communicating these feelings to me. This is really hard to deal with, especially with all the other aspects of your life, balancing your schoolwork and your social life, as well as dealing with the hardships of being an athlete. So one thing I want to ask you about is, how do you perceive mental health?
I don't really feel like I can answer that question that well, just because I don't feel like I know that much about it. That's kind of why I came here. But I did try talking to my coach a little bit how I was feeling, and kind of just invalidated my feelings for the most part. They kind of stressed the idea of the grind and being mentally tough, and my other teammates don't really feel the need to seek help, and they don't really seem like they're struggling as much as I am. So it kind of just makes me feel less than and incapable and all these different things. But I did talk to a friend, and they suggested seeking help. So.
Well, thank you, Alicia, for telling me. Obviously, that is a lot on your mental health and can be overwhelming. But I am glad that you came to me. I do not see a lot of student athletes come into here just because of the stigma around mental health and athletes. Not many are aware of what's going on in their life and when to seek help, and you're one of the people that are able to do that. So I'm super proud of you for doing that. And everything you're feeling is super valid, and I'm glad you're mentioning it to me. Have you ever thought about seeking any treatment or any other resources so we can help your situation, or is there anything else I could do to help?
Yeah, I'd actually be open to that. I'm at this point willing to do whatever will get me to where I need to be.
That was a very interesting video, and it touched on a lot of key points that we actually did more research about, and we would like to discuss that with you guys.
A research article by Bird and Colley specifically looked at the ideas of stigma and attitudes towards counseling. So in this study, it looked at what the athlete and her friend were talking about in terms of public stigma and online versus face-to-face counseling. They did compare this between student athletes and non-athletes and found that public stigma was actually a positive predictor of self-stigma. They also found that it was positively related to the value in online counseling and positively related to the discomfort in face-to-face counseling. During the study, both of these groups reported more favorable attitudes towards face-to-face rather than online. This could be due to the ability to form a deeper connection and relationship with their counselor in person. Also exemplified throughout this skit, similar to the research study, the athlete was more likely to seek help about an emotional problem from non-professionals. These self-reports showed that athletes were more likely to go to their parents, friends, teammates, coaches, and intimate partners rather than going to a sports psychologist or mental health professional.
With Harrison 2022, their research was actually about the differences between male and female colleagues, as well as how they view mental health within their peers, themselves, and how their coach approaches mental health. What we found very interesting was that with female athletes, they're actually more likely to delve into their own mental health with their teammates, with themselves, as well as with their coach. However, with that, they do see some repercussions. So either the coach forces them to look a certain way, or they dismiss their feelings and therefore have a stronger mindset of being an athlete. And they're more likely to indulge into suicidal ideations, depression, anxiety, as well as self-inflicted harm. When it comes to male athletes, however, they are not likely to talk with their colleagues or friends or family members about their own mental health. And because of the social norms and stigma of men not talking about their feelings, they are actually more likely to indulge in substance abuse, as well as self-harm, and are more susceptible to depression, anxiety, and sometimes psychotic disorders.
Next, in the article written by Kilcullen and colleagues, it focuses on the differences in University Counseling Center utilization rates between student athletes and non-athletes across Division I, II, and III institutions. It was found that the utilization rates differ across divisions, with Division I athletes utilizing the services at a higher rate and Division III athletes utilizing services at lower rates than non-athletes. This may be because of the differences in mental health promotion and education opportunities across collegiate programs. Similarly to the mention of mental health illiteracy in the article, the interaction in the skit between the student athlete and her friend showed that the athlete did not know much about mental health and was initially hesitant in seeking professional help, and it felt like she should be able to handle all of her stressors on her own. Overall, this study concluded that mental health has been very underrepresented in athletics, and that it is often difficult for athletes to distinguish distress that merits professional help versus distress that they can handle on their own.
As stated in Bernard's article, this most relates to the psychologist in the skit that student athletes may experience a great level of distress due to trying to balance the demands of academics, athletics, and social aspects of someone's life. There may be even other external factors that can influence this distress that is why it's important to seek help. The athlete did a great job of seeking help, not only from a friend, but from a professional. There is a common stigma around mental health in athletes that can involve the education, attitudes, and perception of the topic, what other people would think involving friends and family, and how that would affect your identity. They found that athletes that are women are more likely to seek treatment than male athletes. Also, both female and male athletes assumed there was discrimination towards mental health. Something that would be helpful for athletes in seeking treatment is if there was a trained mental health professional in the sports field through the school. All right, guys, to wrap up this segment, correlation is not equal causation. This meaning that there were many confounding and external variables that contributed to the research. Due to prior research, there are many unanswered questions remaining. Future research should be done to gain a better understanding of this topic. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!
Thank you.